Hi, this is John from John's Home Restaurant and Tavern. Tonight we're going to be making Mesha, which is a Lebanese dish. It's stuffed grape leaves. We did a video showing us eating some, and I actually had somebody request how to make them, so this is how I'm going to do it. I was shown how to do this probably 25-30 years ago from a Lebanese woman, and I also had a customer of mine that was Lebanese, and he actually gave me a cookbook that his daughter had written and had this recipe in it. What I've got in the pot here is I've got a tablespoon of extra virgin olive oil in the bottom. I've got a small onion cut up in large chunks, spread out. We're going to be using 3 pounds of ground beef, and this ground beef is from a local grower here, 64 Beef in Savannah, Tennessee. Great people to deal with. The meat's really good, and we're going to be using a pound of ground pork. And also we've got a medium onion diced up fairly fine, 1 cup of rice, 1 teaspoon of allspice and 1 teaspoon of cinnamon, 1 teaspoon of salt, and a half a teaspoon of black pepper, and of course the grape leaves. So we've got the 3 pounds of ground beef from 64 Beef in there. Now we're adding the 1 pound of ground pork. We're going to add the onion in. We're going to add the rice. And this is long grain rice, nothing special. The salt, the pepper. And the allspice and cinnamon. I know that sounds weird, but it's really great in these Mediterranean or Lebanese dishes. All right, we've got all of our ingredients in, and the rice the cup of rice I put in, it is uncooked rice. You want to use uncooked rice. So now it's just a matter of getting all of this really well incorporated, your spices, your onions, and your pork and your beef. And this will take a little bit of doing. It takes a little while to really get it incorporated, so we'll be back in a little bit when we start to actually put them on the grape leaves and roll them. Okay, we're fixing to start rolling our grape leaves. Now the grape leaves have 2 sides. This would be the underside with the veins really showing. This is the top side. You want to put it top side down, open it up and get it flat. Then you'll go in, and it depends on the size of the leaf as to how much of the beef you get, the beef mixture. And you'll put it in like this, make 1 fold over, fold your sides in, and then just roll it up. And you want to put your seam side down in the pot. And we'll get another leaf. And this is a little small leaf, as you can tell, like quite a bit smaller. Bottom side up. So we're not going to need as much meat on this one. So this will be kind of a small one. In some restaurants, you see these, they're called domas. I've eaten them in restaurants. They're just not that good. Never had them that I really liked them in a restaurant. But this recipe is really good. It's a tedious job. It's not something you're gonna do in 10 or 15 minutes. It does take a little doing, a little work. Kind of like if you make homemade hot tamales. It's a little involved, but the end result is worth the effort. And like I say, you just fold it over once, fold the ends, and roll it up. And then you put it seam side down. And we'll continue this until we have a pot full. All this is gone. And then we'll come back and we'll show you where we go after that. I'll do one more. Spread it out.
That's a good one.
Yep, this is a good one. This will take a little bit more meat. And the meat you want to use at least a 85 or 90% lean. You don't want to use like regular ground beef that's 70%. And this beef that we get at 64 Beef here in Savannah is really some good beef. It's really good. The people there are absolutely great. If there's a place where you live that you can get locally grown beef, I suggest give them a try. You'll be supporting local as well as you'll be getting really good beef. All right, we've got all the grape leaves stuffed with the meat mixture. This is not traditional from my understanding, but the Lebanese woman that taught me how to do this, she always added a can of tomato sauce. It's just a 15-ounce can of tomato sauce, and I'm gonna add just about a half a can of water just to make it where to pour easier. And we're going to pour that right over the top. And a little bit more water just to rinse this out. All right, what you want to do now, before you fill this with water, you need to use a couple of oven-safe saucers, or if you've got a plate that'll fit. Because what this is going to do is keep them from rising and keep them from unrolling. And then we're going to run water in to make sure they're covered. We'll give this a couple of minutes to let the air kind of work out of it and see if we need any more water in it. All right, that ought to be good. All right. We've got it covered with water with the saucers on top. You always put your saucers on first before you cover it with water to keep them from floating and unraveling. And we're going to turn it on high, and we're going to bring it to a boil. After it comes to a boil, we're going to drop the temperature down to like a medium-low, where it's still simmering. And we'll put the lid on it, and it's going to take about an hour and a half. And after that, probably after an hour, you want to take a look. All right, I've taken the lid off. These have been simmering for 30 minutes. What I'm going to do now, I'm going to cut the heat off of it. Just let them sit here about another 30-45 minutes. That way they will absorb some more of this juice. Then we'll take them up, and we'll come back then and we'll show you what they look like and serve a few with some of the tzatziki sauce that I made. All right, these have been soaking for 30 minutes since I've cut the heat off. I'm going to remove the saucers. And this last one, excuse me, this last one is hot. So
those two look good.
So there we have, and if you notice how much they absorbed the liquid by letting them soak for 30 minutes after you cut the heat off. So now we're going to take them up, put them in a container. All right, this is our Mesha or stuffed grape leaves. Gonna put a little tzatziki sauce on the side that we made earlier. And this is what it looks like. That's local grown beef from 64 Beef here in Savannah, Tennessee, along with some ground pork. Missing one thing. A little fresh squeezed lemon juice. Now that is really good. Kind of labor intensive, but the payoff is really worth it. If y'all enjoy this, please hit like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Thank you for watching.